All right, this is a 2019 Buick Enclave front bumper removal process. So first thing you gotta do is that there's a cover sitting right in this area here. They're just little push pins. So there's one, two, three, four, just tons of them all throughout this whole thing. You got to pull those pins off. Once you get those pins all pulled up, it should just come off. You don't have to remove this, but you see these, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. These are 7mm bolts that need to come out. And then once you get those things out, you can take these and just twist them, and they'll twist right off, and you pull them out of the way. And then this thing will just start popping up, and you have to come down here and just keep pulling on it and popping it. And you'll see, I think previous owner of mine actually broke this piece, but so you just pull that thing, pop it, and it'll keep popping loose. Then once you do that, the easiest way to do it, I got the wheel turned the other way right now. I'll tell you right now, it's a whole lot easier just to go ahead and get a jack and lift up the front end to make it a little bit easier on yourself. But in the fender wheel, this little mud liner here, there's T15 torque screws here, torque bolts that you just need to undo all these up to at least the seam here, and then it just pops kind of behind this little lip. That's, see if I can get a video of right here. There's a lip that it just slides up in there, so just keep popping that thing loose. And right where this seam is, right behind there, there's another 7mm bolt that you got to unbolt. It's going to be attaching this to this piece. So right under that, this spot right here, right after you pull that liner out, so you got to pull that thing loose, okay? And then underneath on this liner here underneath it, see if I can't get an angle on it for you. There you go. There's a bolt here. There's 3 bolts here. And just get the ones that's on the metal. There's one right there, right here, and then there's another one right there. And like I said, this is just right underneath that mud flap, and that pulls that mud flap loose. The thing that took me forever to figure out is this piece it's all part of the bumper also. So I'm right on the front of the bumper, right in the middle of it. Right here, there's a bolt right there. There's a bolt here. There's 4 bolts right there. There's our T15s. And then going back to the other side, we got the same thing. There's 3 bolts underneath this tire on the driver's side. So there's 1, 2, there should be 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then do the same thing over here. Pull this, flip your tire the other direction, make it easier so you can get your impact or whatever you're using to get those things out of there. And then the same thing applies here. You run the other seam on the other fender, and right behind here, right behind this bolt here, there's actually this bolt hooks onto the other piece. They're all one bracket, but the bolt comes from up top. I recommend, it's a 7mm. I recommend getting a ratchet, open-end wrench, ratchet wrench, because it's hard to get anything else in there. So I should pull that out. Once you get that right here, it pops out. It looks like it should go this direction, but it doesn't. It pops towards you. So you just take the finger here and you pop it to you, and it'll pop this piece out. Right here, right behind this chrome right there, the brackets are fingered like this. So you gotta actually pull up and out. So when you pull that up and out, it should start sliding out. And like I said, just keep using your hand and popping this stuff loose and make sure it stays free. Come to the other side, pull this part up. Before you do pull these up though, make sure you pop these things out, straight out. And you'll see it, you'll hear it pop out. Once it's popped out, you're free. And then it's just, make sure you have 2 people to get the bumper off. And then once you got that done, you can just set it on the ground. I'm in Texas, so I have a license plate holder. I thought I had to take that out, but you don't have to take that out. You don't have to pull any of the lights out. The lights should stay here. This is the only bolt you have to pull out for the light system. That's the only thing you got to do. So pull these, like I said, pull those front ones out. Other than that, once you get, I probably can't show you here, but on the passenger side and behind this fender wheel is a plug. It's a 1 plug that plugs all of the sensors, the lights, and everything that's on this bumper. It plugs into this one thing. So once you pull this flap out and you get this bumper off, you'll be able to pull pull this part of it out, just kind of slide it out a little bit while you got somebody holding the other side. And then it's just has a red pin on it. You pull that red pin down, and then the whole thing, you pull that clip all the way back, and it releases it. Once you release it, then you can just slide that connector off. I pulled it off the little grommet thing that it's attaching it to the frame to make it a little easier for me. So it just slides towards the wheel to pull that plug off so that you can get better access to it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I was actually changing the front camera is what I was doing. So I got a rock that hit the camera right there and broke it. So that's what I was really replacing. So, but you have to do all that to get to the grill. So I hope that helps. It makes life a little bit easier, but it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts on top. There was 3 on this side, Torx T15s on that side and that side. And then I think there was 4 on each fender wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each fender wheel that you got to pull out. And then there's a 7mm behind this bolt here on both sides. And that is all it takes. Oh, and then there's 4. That's what got me the longest, is this part right here. 4 on that. And then it all should come loose. Hope that helps.